What's up guys, David Ronnefalk here from Matrix Racing Tires, and today I'm here to talk about the fully automatic tire balancer from Matrix. And with this new universal balancer update, you can now balance different categories in the same machine. You just have to switch between the different adapters to fit the wheel that you're going to use. So this machine can balance 8 scale on-road, 10 scale on-road, 8 scale off-road and GT, drag racing tires, short course tires, you name it, right? So the machine is very simple to use, and now I thought I would show you the process of balancing a 8 scale off-road tire. Alright, so here we have the stuff that we're going to need in front of us on the table. The machine is currently powered off, and you will need a power supply of 12 volts to power this thing up. So when the machine is powered off, this is now where you're going to have to push and hold this button down when powering it on. So as we power it on now, the machine will say factory mode, and then you see here that it now says 8 scale off-road and GT. If you single click this really quick without holding it down, this is how you swap between the different categories. So like you see, you can do 10 scale off-road, 8 scale and 10 scale on-road, drag and short course. So these are the possibilities that you have for this universal tire balancer. I am going to balance a 8 scale off-road, so we're going to jump back here to where it says 8 scale off-road and GT. The next step, you want to press and hold. And as you do that, the machine is now going to ask you if you want to calibrate. It's currently on no, so you single click and it jumps over to yes, and then you hold it down. The machine now says remove the weight, and by that it means this adapter is taken away or removed from the machine. So you click. Now it asks you the weight of this adapter, so that's why we're going to use the scale as well. So if we put the adapter on the scale, this thing weighs 24.8. So now you're going to have to single click through and enter 24.8 here on the tire balancer. So 2, you press and hold, it jumps over to the second digit. It's gonna be 4, so we press and hold on 4, and then 0.8. So then you press and hold when you're done, it says wait. And now it asks you to put the adapter on to the motor shaft here. The adapter is now on the shaft, and then we're going to press down again. It says wait, and then you're going to get some numbers here. So it's going to say gain, and then now it says 1123, so you want to be around this area. It doesn't have to be exact this way, but it should be somewhere around there. You press again, it says offset, and then you press again, and now you're done. To verify if everything was done properly, you can now push down one time. It says 8 scale off-road and GT, which is what we want here for this video. I press again, and you can kind of verify it so that the calibration was correct. So now the machine will run through one of the process without the tire or the nut. And like you can see here, it says balanced. So when it does, we know the calibration was done correctly, and now we can go into the process of balancing our tire. The machine is ready to go. It's now calibrated. Where I have a black hole super soft here glued up on a standard wheel, and now we're gonna balance this tire. So we add the nut here inside, and we can press this thing to hold the adapter in place while you put the tire on here. So it's fully tight, and now we're gonna run the balancing process one time. So one click to show it's 8 scale off-road and GT, another click to make one cycle of the balancing process. As you can see, it now shows that the tire needs 0.5 gram to be added on the very bottom. And that is because maybe you saw that once the cycle was completed, it came to a sudden stop before it kind of turned around to the position where the weight needs to be added. And that will always be to the bottom. So the machine knows, so it turns the tire around so that that position or spot where you need to put the weight is on the very bottom of the tire. So now we're going to use the scale, and I have some cleaning putty or tire balancing clay here. It says 0.5, so we add that to the bottom of the tire, and then we're going to run the process again. So now it says that the tire is balanced, like you can see here. So this one, it's perfectly balanced. You can go ahead and do the next tire. Sometimes you might have to do this cycle 2 times because the tire might be a bit more off than it was this time. 0.5 grams is not that much, so just needed to add that to the correct spot of the tire, and then now it's balanced. If we remove the wheel here, I will show you a cool feature of the new matrix wheel. So the one I use for the balancing process here is just a standard wheel, and I added the clay like you can see down here on the bottom. Here we have the matrix wheel, and this wheel has been designed so that it uses the same kind of system that they use in the 8-scale on-road class. So basically, maybe some of you have seen that they have holes around the wheels, and they have tungsten screws that weigh a certain amount of gram. They have a couple of different ones, and then you can just screw them into these holes and add the weight like that instead of having to use the cleaning putty or tire balancing clay. So this is a pretty awesome feature, I think, and something pretty revolutionary for the 8-scale off-road market. How cool was that, right? So this thing is a piece of art, and personally I really love balancing the tires with this machine. Just makes it so easy. A couple of things that I want to cover as well when you're gonna store the machine in your bags, or when you're going to a race and you travel on planes, etc. To protect the sensor in the machine, they have this adapter that comes with it. So you have to make sure that this one is on when the machine is stored in its case and you go to the track or travel to a race. The next thing I would do is to just loosen the 2 screws here, which holds the whole motor inside. Like that, you're sure to not damage the product when traveling. So hopefully you liked the video, and make sure to check out more videos coming from Matrix Racing.